So what we are talking about today is living younger, living longer, and being healthier. When we talk about food, it's the foundation of everything. It's the foundation of health. It's the foundation of feeling better. It's the foundation of memory. It's the foundation of heart health, brain health. So what you put into your body is very, very important. Now, you wouldn't build a house without a foundation, would you? Because then it will fall apart. So it's the same thing with food and digestion. In the US, and I think Western countries, I should say, we tend to treat food as a sport. We tend to live to eat, right? We don't actually eat to live anymore. Long ago, people used to eat to live. When we think of eating well, we think of restrictions, right? We're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to eat anything, or we rebel against that. When we're talking about foods, how do foods age you? Well, we know that if we eat a diet that's high in sugar, it creates inflammation. We know a lot about inflammation. We know that inflammation actually can increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. It increases the risk of heart disease. And we know that inflammation is actually the key factor to many of our chronic illnesses that we're talking about today. So what we want to do is eat anti-inflammatory foods. The Mediterranean diet, for example, is very anti-inflammatory. It talks about eating well. It talks about eating things that are high in omega-3s. Well, what are omega-3s? Omega-3s are natural oils and fats that keeps the body in an anti-inflammatory state. It talks about eating things that, like whole grain foods. It talks about eating nuts. It talks about eating seeds. It talks about eating lots of vegetables. So when we're talking about food and eating, if we eat poorly, what we're going to do is we're going to speed up damage. We're going to deplete our hormonal reserves. We're going to lower our ability to detoxify. And I see many people who go on a lot of detoxification things, and the key thing they do not do is change their diet. So they'll go on perhaps a fasting of a week or something in an attempt to detoxify, when actually if you change the way you eat, you can naturally start detoxifying, because the body has a way that it detoxifies itself. Great detoxification foods, asparagus, for example. Broccoli is another food that detoxifies really, really well. So when you're eating poorly and you speed up your damage to your organs and your skin, what's the net effect of that? You're going to have chronic illness, decreased mobility, increased wrinkles, and not being able to think clearly. So what are some foods that can promote healthy aging? We've got berries, for example. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, brightly colored vegetables. These are all great antioxidants and anti-inflammatory foods. What are antioxidants? Well, as the body goes through its daily processing, as the body goes through, like for example, turning food into energy, we produce a lot of what we call free radicals. Antioxidants are able to get rid of those free radicals. Free radicals can damage the body. Did you know that pomegranates and tomatoes can promote a healthy heart, joint, and help to fight cancer? This is the kind of things we're talking about. Nuts, for example, can lower your blood pressure, help you to lose weight, and give you better brain function. So we're talking about almonds, we're talking about walnuts. Those are things that you want to start incorporating into your diet. Because what nuts do is that nuts are high in omega-3s. They're also anti-inflammatory, so they're going to lower inflammation. Nuts also helps to relax the lining of the blood vessels, so your blood pressure is not elevated. And nuts also, because of the omega-3s, can help your brain to function a little bit better. We need to start incorporating more fish into our diet, like the Mediterraneans do, about 2 to 3 times a week, again, because of its anti-inflammatory status and the high protein content.